Okay. Uh, I think this video is vital. Kwakufanele siyenze a couple of videos ago, but I like to do this just to let some of our subscribers know ukuthi what we are about kule channel and why it exists. It came to me at a time where I had a lot of argument uh, with my ancestral line regarding on how to go about effecting change. Because growing up, I always had this thing, Uti, man, we could be better. There's so much potential in us, but it's not coming through. So wangenza ngihlezi curious, how can I take black people out of the dumpster that they exist in? What is the method? And the more you keep reading, the more you keep watching historical videos, ubona ukuthi yazini our people abantu abamnyama esithi abamnyama balethelwe kakhulu abantu abahle, baletheliwe abantu abangabasiza, abantu abazobahola, babanikeza ulwazi labadingayo, baletheliwe. But le nto ibuka sengathi iwumkhokha ukuthi every time the creator of the universe brings somebody to help you out, niyambulala or niyambetray. I don't even want to mention names ukuthi obani laba ekade nilethelwa bona nangenza kahle kubo. So because we all know ukuthi the issue yomuntu ompisholo ihamba naleso siqalekiso leso and sibhlungu ukuthi ngathi creator of the universe inilethela abantu abazonisiza, your only response is to kill them or destroy them. Singablame-ke sithi siblame ukuthi kunabelungu abanenzisa lezi zinto kwasho cima, but it just goes to show ukuthi as abantu inkinga ekuthina. Otherwise ngaba sikwazi ukuthi singavumela ezinye izizwe zidictate ukuthi what should happen in our community. So I used to grow up and I looked at this and I'm like, you can't help these people. And the more I grew, the more I saw things, the more I understood actually, no. The problem is deeper than trying to go out and when some movements and try to teach black people. The movement will always fail. Whatever you're planning, if we plan it's not going to work. They will sabotage you. They will end your life. They will destroy your character. They'll do all kinds of things to make sure ukuthi you don't pull them out of the shit that they're in. Real talk. So the thing was ukuthi right, I must do this. But how? Because mina ngiyazi ukuthi ndikuthiwani. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk my life for these people. I'm not going to let them do what they did to the other people and abalethwa before me. Sorry. I'm not going to be a sacrificial lamb for these people. They're not worth it. Because at the end of the day, so fike nolwazi abalaziyo abasebelikhohliwe ngibakhumbuze, they're not going to do anything about it. Bazohlala la babuka ama-YouTube screens and be amazed ukuthi how yazi le ndoda ikhuluma into ejulile hey madoda, hey ukhuluma kahle, izinto ey'khulumayo, they get excited, but don't do shit about. It's most amazing, but that's what the state of mind somuntu omnyama is like. And you know, they would complain in the comments, bakhuluma ukuthi, no, but you're saying this is a problem. What about my solutions? And you realize that actually these people are so caught up in their ignorance and confusion, they don't even hear a solution from what you're saying. Bafuna ukuze basipelele out ukuthi nanso-ke isolution 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Nansi, now uyabona equal sign lapha. Yeah, la equal sign kusho ukuthi kulingana. Baningi ozohlala lenze leyo nto leyo. So I was like, okay, I will do this channel, but I will do it because I know ukuthi there will be a coming generation that will use this. Because in my spiritual works, ngihamba ngicenta, vele I'm preparing for people who are to come. Ngoba this generation is damaged. That's why I talk a lot about psychological issues now as Black people. That's why I always talk about the prefrontal cortex development. Ukuthi yasilahlekela. That's why we are functional addicts, most of us. And some of us are dysfunctional addicts. But i-psychopath sihamba nayo ngoba i-prefrontal cortex yethu azange developed kahle. That's why I talk about these things. I talk about how we were raised and how it has affected us ukuthi singakwazi ukufunctiona kahle in a processual manner. Because I want you to have a concept ukuthi manithola labantwana, at least have an idea how to prevent this issue, so that we have abantu abakhula functional adults, and then they will come here to these videos of some EMkhizwaneni and pick out useful things, code things abazokwazi ukuthi bazisebenzise. Because nina, it's over for you. Ayikho indaba kunina, ayikho. Just a bunch of superstitious people. Nikufundise ogogo benu, nikufundise oma wenu. Indaba yena ayikho. You try to talk about things that are rational, umuntu angakwazi understand between the rationale and how spirituality is not really a thing of hocus pocus. Umtshela umuntu, no, this is what's happening to you spiritually. Acabanga ukuthi, well, it's some hocus pocus thing. We can debate it away. Are you sure this is what's happening? Maybe it's this, maybe it's this. No, it becomes a battle against their cognitive abilities, which are impaired. We can't be here to do that. Abantu ababezonifundisa bafika nababulala bahamba. Now I'm not here ukuthi ngizonifundisa. I-channel EMkhizwaneni is a knowledge dump for people who are already looking for this information, for people who are coming, who are going to use this information. Ngoba nini lapho njengamanje, hayi iyakhuluma le ndoda, yeah, but you're not doing anything. You're not applying any of my ideas into your lives. You can't even discipline yourself ukuthi uphume kule mpilo oyiphilayo yasebusuku. You think, I know, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's now, nigga. There's no, I will stop drinking kusasa. It's now. Yonke into engikhuluma ngayo la is a thing that you need to do now. I'm not talking about kusasa or next week. Do it now. You see? So that's the problem. This is the type of people I'm dealing with, and I made this channel to make sure ukuthi at least those people who are already on the path can find amaplangwe ukuthi bafake kuma-bridge abo bewelele ngaphesheya. And then you have people coming here asking me to explain izinto ezama-superstitions abo noma wabo nogogo babo. Akusiyindawo yema-superstition le. Don't have time for that. You know. That's why we made this channel. We didn't make this channel to coddle your feelings or reaffirm the things that you believe in. Cha. I'm here to show you ukuthi indlela yomuntu does not necessarily revolve around hocus pocus. There's a functional aspect of the spirit. There's a functional aspect of the body and the mind. Zonke lezi zinto must come together and fulfill purpose yakho. Now, people who are looking for their purpose and already on the way of trying to fulfill their purpose, they will look at my videos, they won't ask me anything weird, they won't ask for clarity because in this they will have aha moments and keep moving. And back on, I interact with them. Oh, okay, these people understand. I don't need to decode it for them. See, thing about knowledge is mayifike la vele kungalindele ukuthi ibe khona izofike ingakwazi ukuhlala, and then you start wondering ukuthi kukhulunywa ngani, because there's no foundation there. Things that you're not interested in, you're not going to understand them because you're not interested in them. Just here because, oh wow, it sounds interesting. I wonder what it means. And I must entertain you in the comments. So we talk about these things. We talk about healing. A lot of the things that I talk about here are for healing, especially because amakhehla and was new, and we've discussed this over years. Ukuthi yazi inkinga enkulu kulabantu laba is mental and emotional. The two are going together, they're intertwined. There's this conflict there in between the mental and the emotional. So let's talk more along the lines of how to psychologically restructure your cognitive abilities. Izinto eziningi ziyanhlupha ngoba imiqondo yena ayisebenzi kahle. Ni hurt. Damaged people, asikhulisanga kahle. We are neglected by parents. We are angry at the world. We are hungry. Kuningi. Instead of ukuhamba niwenze hocus pocus lapha ezangomeni, go back home and deal with your issues. Deal with your issues. Lawa ehlezi sikhuluma ngawo la ekhaya ukuthi yekani le ndaba ukuthi nizogijima nontanti siyingodo lapha phezulu kwamanzi. Kodwa iy'nkinga zenu esemqondweni nanidilile nazo. Abanye benu kade benukubezwa la oma wabo nobaba wabo, and you're not dealing with them. Benyukubezwa ogogo babo besebancane. They're not dealing with issues. Bazenze ikora la. Banye sebeze baphenduka some other things because bebenukubezwa omalume babo ey'nqeni. And they're refusing to deal with those things. Now they're projecting on everybody else. Oh, ngangena idlozi lo mama, awungeke nje kwenzeki. You cannot be a person who's a man. Bese uthi-ke you'll be invaded by a spirit that is a female and change your whole vibe of manhood. No, it should tell you ukuthi no, there are things engisuppressayo. See, it becomes problematic uma sizothi sihlele emhlabeni sivumele ukuthi i-deviance ibe normal. Because deviance is an indicator of it is there's something wrong with society. Everybody knows this. Ukuthi once kwakhona lento yokukhohlakala kusho ukuthi khona into wrong with society. The same way crime is an indication there's something wrong in society. We have an issue with criminal element because khona into wrong with society. You see, we live in a country where we're shutting down industry and then we expect ukuthi the youth is not going to resort to crime. How can they not resort to crime when you're taking away izindlela as legitimate for them to make money and feed their families? Khanda amasonto nivala amafemu, nikhanda amasonto la kwakukhona khona ifemu, and then you expect the youth to be okay and not resort to crime. So the criminal element is an indication ukuthi khona into wrong society manje edinga ulungiswa. You see, the same way when you have deviancy being an indicator ukuthi khona into wrong in society that needs to be attended to. But what are you doing? You are normalizing it. Angilwi. People must deal with the traumas abadlule kuwona. Nihlukumezekile. And I'm saying this because I want to make sure ukuthi iy'ngane zenu at least have a chance zokuthi zingadluli kule trauma endlule kuyona. Nokuthi mase zingene kuleyo trauma nikwazi ukuthi nikhumbule ukuthi umkhize wathi kulesi stage ke this and this needs to happen. Now, the problem like if you didn't deal with your own traumas, how are you going to help your child deal with hers or his? When you have no concept of how to deal with trauma. You never tried. Or imagine it or you don't want to do anything difficult. This is why we made this channel. Ukuthi sishiya amaqiniso la siwashiyela wonke bese sihamba. Abafuna iy'nyanga nezangoma nobani bani abahamba oyifuna la ekhaya silungisa isizwe. We're not here for jokes. This is why we made this channel. Angilwi ukuthi phela ngiyabuka la uma comments ezinye izinto ey'khulunywayo ukuthi oh okay la ucabanga ukuthi baze kumkhulu sibanibani. Kanti cha, I'm not here for that. I'm dumping this knowledge here for the generations to come. They'll find it useful. It will inform their decisions, and hopefully isizwe siyophumelela. Siphume kule nto le yokunqotshwa ezinye because manje inkinga siyisizwe sinqotshiwe. And none of these people enibakhothemelayo nithi amakhosi are interested in that kind of thing. Omunye usanda ukushona nje but akazange ayenze i-channel la. Kodwa nithi bayede. Kazange enze i-program yokuthi okay bantu bakithi bantu bami ngiyanotha uhlanga lomhlabathi ngithi nazi izinto efana siyilungisa. Wazwashona umuntu. Lezi zinto engiyikhuluma la kumele ngabe sikhuluma yibo la bantu laba enibakhothemelayo. But here we are. And come here ngicabanga ukuthi ngizothola isangoma seni la noma inyanga yini. Angizele lokho la. We designed this channel not because angangibhorekile, but kwaphuma ukuthi masixoxisana nabantu abadala bathi yazini, okay, do this thing, because we had to reason together. Ngibeka umbono wami nami ukuthi no, akusizi ngoba labantu laba bayagula. Because I've tried many times. I even wrote a book. Fortunately, my publishers rejected it. But I wrote a book trying to go against the grain and bring out my issues ngaphezulu. And they're like, no, it's too abrasive, it's too angry. No, we're not angry. Sayala. Because kuningi ukukhohlisana nokumbambathana enikwenzayo. And you're not learning anything, you're not doing anything, you're not progressing. You're still under control ezinye izizwe. And see, now you're talking politics now. Now, masibuka lezinto zepolitika kula control yasaba, there's no point. The same way there's no point of the ANC to begin with. There's never been a point. Not for us. Not for us. And ubona ngama-fruits esihlahla ukuthi actually the fruits of this tree are rotten. Awudingi nokuthi uyi-dissect cha. I-product ikhona iyabonakala. For the past 27 years, we haven't been going anywhere. So lezi zinto lezi o-controlesa lezi nobani bani kuningi nje yini lokhu lokwenyanga nabathandazi nenzangoma kukhona. All these bodies, talk shops where they are not doing anything. Nakhona kwi-talk shop kodwa they're not giving you any ideas to take you out of i-mentality esibulalayo kakhulu. They're not interested in trying to make us build communities. Bafuna nje ukuthi nigijime laphana niyokhothama. Bese kubangwa imgceleke manje hayi izwe lamahlubi leli. Hayi izwe lamazibuko. Bangwe dutshulwane. At the end of the day, none of them have igcobo lobukhosi to begin with. Abanabo ubukhosi. Abukho. Abanabo. Because ngabe niyabona. Uphi phakathi kwabo useke waqhamuka. Wathi bantu bakithi. Nazi igulo zenu. Cela ukuthi silaphane kanje. We all know, like even this issue, a very simple issue like ilobol, very critical issue esivimba ukuthi sakhe imndeni. Kwani lo controlesa le akekho nedwe uphumayo kuyona athi ngiphakamisa ukuthi manje njengabaholi bendabuko ake limiswe ilobolo. Uyigcina la EMkhizwaneni leyo nto. Uyigcina la EMkhizwaneni. Because ugcobo lobukhosi lithi fanele ukubone izinto ezilimaza umphakathi. Ubone ube ne-foresight. Basho nje abe ngothi foresight ukubona kusekude. Amakhosi kanjani-ke lawa angakwazi ukubona into sale ukuthi hayi mase ngayilungisa lento manje. Angithi ukhumbula phela ukuthi umlilwane akasenza khona wamisa ukusoka kwensiza. Bengakafiki lamba abelungu. Kodwa ngoba wayesebonile ukuthi iyeza ingozi izongena ngolwandle, wathi cha, sidinga ukukhanda ibutho ezobhekana lento. Manje kusichithela isikhathi ukuthi insizwe zihambe ziye laphana. Ake siyimise kancane lento. Bama ukusoka. Kwami ukusoka. Uzibona ukuthi emva kwakhe akuzange saqhamuka into etheni. Kuze kwathatha isikhathi eside sitoko singqongqoze ukuthi akubuye phela ukusoka. Kwaze kwaphoqa ukuthi kusuke i-medical fraternity iyokhuluma nayo lo sandukudlula ukuthi cha phela kunama-health benefit ukusoka kwabantu. Ke sifisa ukuthi uyi-endorse le program yokuthi sisoke iy'nsizwa. Wasehawe ikhane ekhuluma ukuthi hhayi siyakubuyisa ukusoka. Kodwa angizange ngizwe ukuthi uma ethi ubuyisa ukusoka, amasiko ahambisana nawo uthini ngawo? Imiphi imiphakathi la iy'nsizwa kaZulu kumele zikhuphukele entabeni ziyobuthwa zikhulise? Ngoba phela akuvele nje sekuyijaba kuphela, kunezinto ekufanele zenziwe emva kwalokho, naphambi kwalokho. Njengokubona lapha kwaXhosa benza nje. Hhayi, wangithatha wangifaka kulelo nto ebukhosini anti, kodwa ngithi la kulo muzi waseMkhizwaneni sayiqala le nto ngoba siyiqalele ekutheni leyo dlanzana lelo elifuna le ndlela le eseliyiqalile lizokwazi ukuthi lifike la licoshe iy'tini zokwakha. Angithi and izinto mazenziwa ngoba abantu bephushelwa nje ukuthanda ukuphatha, kuba njalo-ke. Kuba ama-organisation angenamazinyo because abantu bayayisusela ngoba bey'thandela nje. How, why don't you make an organization as a regulator? Sizoyiphatha. And then-ke bese kubanga ukuthi ubani oyolida le organization for the next 15 years. Ingazange yenze lutho. Meanwhile, sinabantu bathatha amakhambi ethu bayowahlanganisa nemithi yabelungu lapha ko-EMkhizwaneni kuthiwa kwenziwa i-research. Next thing abelungu bazoqhamuka nemithi ethi tea for free. Bethathe ulwazi lwethu. Ungeke wena uze uthole umuthi wokulapha kubelungu mahhala, uyakhokha. Intellectual property yakhona futhi bayenza sure ukuthi ayitholakali mahhala. Kodwa ukubona izangoma ziphuma zingena lapha e-EMkhizwaneni Howard College. Ziphethe ziphuma zingena zokwenza i-research ngamakhambi. Mhlole. Ngoba ekugcineni kosuku we forget that ukuthi that whole medicine practice ayifani nokulapha kwesintu. One is for treating, the other one is for cure. Ama-objectives awafani. Thina sifuna i-cure, bona bafuna i-treatment. They don't cure diseases labantu because they are making money from treatment. Ukuthola ukuthi umuntu inyanga impela iphelele usangoma inini kodwa useklinikhi uzothenga umuthi womkhuhlane. Azi ukuthi kanti iboza selaphela yini lena. Ngoba kusekhona nje lezi zinto lezi. KwaMhlonyane ukhona le. Uzozwa-ke KwaMhlonyane lo sokwenziwa i-research manje hhayi sekumele siwasebenzise kanje. Qhamuka amaphilisi amasha manje a-derive from ama-compounds omhlonyane. Sekuyokhokha imali engaka. Because black people can't shut up and do izinto zabo and control them. This is why uma uye eChina, medicine does not make a lot of money because the Chinese people badla ama-herbs. Ubona bebangaka nje. I-life expectancy yabo high. That's why they have a high population because badla ama-herbs. They don't play that game. Badla ama-herbs, badla ukudla kwabo. See, that's another story. When we are here eMkhizwaneni, we try to deal with those issues. Kunalento eyi-diet nayo kusamele siyixoxe kakhulu ukuthi njengabantu kumele sibuyele ekutheni sithole ukudla kwethu ukuthi ikuphi kona. Abanye abantwana badla ukudla kwabo kubafanele, thina sidla ukudla kwabanye abantwana. And then we wonder why isigula kanje. ilapho nje. Cha, angidli. Vele le channel sasengikhandela ukuthi kuliwe. We are just creating a knowledge dump. That's why I try to structure my videos according to my sections and titles. Yabo, each playlist focus on a certain aspect, whether it's amasiko, whether it's just street knowledge, whether it's just methods okulapha, yabona, or just uh, wisdom. Because we're trying to teach ukuthi indlela yokucabanga ukuthi ilunge manje. Because ukhiyulele lapho indlela yokucabanga iyanishaya kakhulu. Yiyo lento engiqhatha nezinye izizwe ukuthi-ke ziziniphathe ngoba nikwazi ukucabanga. I was talking to a young person izolo after a political program ukuthi the main reason why we are always in this position yokuba stuck is because we don't think in terms of nationhood. Abantu abamnyama don't think of themselves as a nation. Abacabangi. You know. Injalo Khuzwayo. Imizimba yethu idla izinto engayikhandelwanga. So now we need to investigate, guys, ukuthi ukudla kwethu ikuphi khona. Sibuyele kukona. Noma ngathiwa kuzokala kukumbi kangakanani, eventually kuzogcina sekumnandi. Just as long as we know ukuthi as in this is what we used to eat 500 years ago. Mhlawumbe nakhona that chemical balance ezokhandeka emzimbeni will help with a lot of our cognitive dysfunction. Because like it's not even ukuthi into eziningi. Abaningi benu abaguli nokugula hlaselwe yilutho. Inkinga nje is just a cognitive dysfunction. Abanye banama psychological psychotic, but because now nicabanga superstitious kuphela, hayi wangena abantu abadala, kanti umuntu une psychosis. Utraumatize kakhulu empilweni and never dealt with it, manje kune mental breakdown. Naso-ke Cecilia, siyaqhuba. Ilapho Khuzwayo, ingakho nje even nakwi-anthropology. Remember that video ezolo ukuthi abantu bathatha umlando, iy'nganekwane bathi umlando, ngoba sinama-anthropologists, sinama-historians, sinama-archaeologists amnyama, but they're not going back to dig up i-evidence to prove ukuthi kahle kahle ya kuthiwa amazulu la enza imfe encane la, okay, ayihlasela kuphi, right, asiyobheka lapho ukuthi asekhona namathambo la, singayithola nemikhonto la iyagqibeka namahawu. No one is doing any of the research. Uzwe nje iy'tori nakhona uma usutracer lezi iy'tori uy'thole ukuthi zivela kabelungu. And then we're supposed to accept that as some history. And then you'll find the same white people coming here and telling us ukuthi bafica kukhona ama-San. Hayi safica kuthona abathwa laba abangasekho la kwaZulu bekunabathwa kathi sihlala nabo like close, very close to them. Bebekhona abathwa la entabeni zokhohlambe bebegcwele abathwa. Bashonaphi labo bathwa? Kwakhulunywa kangaka ngabo ngoba sebengasekho. Because they killed all of them and then wrote a narrative yokuthi no safica kukhona abathwa. Kuphi? If the same abathwa were writing kuma lokhuzana on those caves, bedwebe imidwebe ekhombisa i-lifestyle yabantu beqhuba iy'nkomo, then nafica abathwa bodwa ngoba kwenze njani, because abathwa clearly in their pictures they have drawn down ukuthi kunabantu sihlala nabo ababenza impilo kanje. Ngoba phela abathwa bebengafuyi, yithi besifuyi. Kodwa you go to some of those guts, uyabona ukuthi oh la umfana uqhuba iy'nkomo and this is what happened to them. There was a giant, washo wagcina ubona ukuthi oh okay, into abayibona yenzeka lapha. Abasekho laba bathwa labo, abasekho. And then it's convenient for them then to come here bazoxoxa i-narrative yokuthi hayi kahle kahle safika kuqala namaZulu nani la kwangekho umuntu kwakuyizwe labathu. It's convenient. And then you find ukuthi your black academics are not going out to disprove these myths. They are reinforcing them. But lama thesis amade are based on hullabaloo and hearsay and call it history. Umuntu aze athole i-PhD ekubhala i-hullabaloo nama-fairy tales and call it history. No legwork, no groundwork, nothing. No ornaments, no artifacts, nothing to back up into ashoyo, just prose. That's the state sanda mnyama in academia and now ekhuzwayo. That's the problem. That's why you have ama-dietitian amnyama who are not investigating ukuthi kahle kahle ikuphi ukudla okuhambisana ne-chemistry yomuntu omnyama. Everybody's just working under the presumption ukuthi whatever white people discovered is the correct thing. Akho nto enjengaleyo. This is why we can survive in environments that white people cannot survive in, because we are chemically different on the biological level. Even our DNA is not the same. 8% lohluke ngawo is a big number. It's a big number. Bona bano 8% we-Neanderthal kubona lesingenawo thina. That is a big number. Exactly. So they spend so much money and not doing anything. But leyo nto leyo unakhuzwayo izolungiswa ile foundation ihambisana nomkhizwaneni. If we can have enough money in the organization, uSothule Foundation, then we can start directing ama-research programs alezi ngane. Because phela ngithi inkinga ukuthi ama-research programs have to be sponsored. Yabo? Most of your work that is being done in Egypt today in archaeology is sponsored by the Rockefeller Foundation. If you know, Rockefeller and some as but the Rockefeller Foundation is sponsoring a lot of those programs. Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation is sponsoring a lot of those programs for those kids to go and do research there. The Rothschild Foundation is doing a lot of work sponsoring research. Yabantu abazama ukuprove ukuthi Israel ngempela iyikhaya lalamaJuda lawa ayibiza ngamaJuda lapha, to validate invasion of Palestine. Next thing, they're going to tell you, no, we found the Ark Noah endaweni yokuthi. This is the evidence. These are the fossils in. And then you imagine they did that because they were just curious. No. Some rich people founded this organization to direct ukuthi these academics must do this much. Hambani ufuna ukuthi nansi imali. Elapho nje. Nje ubona ukuthi things got very sour very quickly when Sheikh Anta Diop went to do research in Egypt and found no, actually these people that you call Egyptians are not even Egyptians. Abantu abamnyama laba. Awusayiboni manje i-anthropologist emnyama lapha eGibhithe. Awusayibona. Wathi laba. Okay. Yabo. Injalo nje la because nami ingakho ngihamba ngibuya ebusuku because uzomela siphande. We could spend time siqala phansi sibange isihlalo sobukhosi EMkhizwaneni. By the time I'm able to deal with the thing, yobe sengimhlophe wu. So I can't spend time trying to go ngizama ukuhlanganisa amakhizi under one rule. engabe ngikhulisa le foundation kamkhulu. And fine, uZihlandla is not happy about that. We talk about it every day. Ukuthi no, isihlalo sakhe asifuni ukuthi sibuyele because kuzolungisa into ethile, yabo, for isizwe. I understand this frustration, but at the end of the day, ukuyilwa leyo mpi leyo will take a long time. So while I'm fixing that, I need to also focus my attention ukuthi I need to make money, a lot of it, for this foundation to take hold. So every day I wake up and think of my next business move ukuthi ngayenza kanjani. And akulula. Bayazi isinabe egrouphini ukuthi when I was saying ukuthi building an empire is not easy. Talking about it is easy, but building one akusumdlalo, akulalwa. Yabo. Because manje sinabantu abamakhosi who are being financed by the government to stay in those positions, but they're not doing anything for a community ebonakalayo eya ku-direction yokuthi i-community kumele ikhule. Yeah, it would make sense if that Bayede Foundation would put a lot of money into these things as anthropology, for example. Because if we can sponsor abantwana who are anthropology students to go and do research, izovalidata kahle ukuthi history yabantu bakwaZulu kusukaphi igcinaphi. Yabo. This is now me talking about iBayede Foundation, what they could be doing. Yabo. Bayifaka imali lapha enganeni sihambe zomba zimbe sibe nobufakazi ukuthi hayi cha, uZulu ngempela wayekade ebhizi ngekhathi zokuthi nansi into ephathekayo. But they're not doing that. And if they did that, it would encourage abantu ukuthi babe nalento ekuthiwa umuzwa bathina belungu, patriotism. Ngempela bayashaya isifuba ngoba amaZulu ngoba yazini kuyavela ukuthi nabo ufakazi. Lapho-ke nami Mkhuzwana ngibamba khona. Angitatazeli kakhulu indaba zokuphatha ngoba ayikho nje. Injalo Mtambo, kodwa-ke asiyikhulumi leyo la. Asiyikhulumi leyo i-agenda. Ngoba manje we start talking about i-agenda la. Next thing, I'm being followed around. Next thing, I've disappeared. Injalo uthola kwenzeka lokho vele. Bayafika la e-Africa bahambe bonke omkhulu laba bakhiphe emathuneni. Babambe amathuna abantu abadala. It's amazing. But yes, uthini? Ngoba money talks. Yabo. Because even here la ngihlala khona, I've been shown ukuthi actually there's a bunch of pyramids in South Africa that have been covered by inhlabathi for so long. Mawubuka wena ubona ukuthi intaba kanti cha. Yabo. Akusiyintaba. I-pyramid kahle. Kunama caves la abangawazi. Now, had I the finances, I would have a team working kwamanje. Ngabe siphume nenqwaba yezinto ezokhombisa ukuthi every time mangikhuluma ukuthi i-Eden ila sikhona angidlali. There was no origination of anything in the Great Lakes. Wonke umuntu wazalelwa la sikhona kule ndawo. That's why uVasco da Gama wathi mayefika echwebeni laseThekwini wathi seNatal. Natal, place of birth, indawo yokuzalwa. It was not because kwakukhisimusi ngenkathi efika cha. There's no record actually that shows ukuthi wafika ngokhisimusi. So we can talk all day, but this is the purpose yalo yale channel ukuthi we are here to start a new way for abantu who are coming. Ngoba la bantu abakhona, you cannot use them. It's too late for them. They've been damaged. They don't feel worthy. They don't have a drive. They don't have a passion. Because the only thing they are worried about and they're concerned about ukuthi istomach si-empty, ney'ngubo esikanokusho abayidingayo, no mood and shandon. That's the only thing they're worried about. Ney'tifiketi so PhD no masters ezingenamsebenzi walutho. That is the only thing they're concerned about. So there's no hope for them. None. Yoze kulunge ngoba le generation ezayo izofica yonke into isiphelile. So they will have no choice but to go down to the basics of ubuntu and discover ukuthi njengoba sawabantu kahle kahle sokwenzani la. Bazofika sekuphele yonke into. I was shocked just now. Mangifika lapha ngithi ngithenga u2 litha wobisi. Usunyuke ngo4 rand. It was 2 weeks ago. It was 21 rand 99. Now it's 27 rand 99. It jumped. The price of milk. Basic thing. Esubsidiziwe ngahulumeni. Ubisi lu tax free, but ubisi linyuke ngo4 rand namaningi esitolo. Just imagine. Laba abantwana ke laba bezayo ke bazofika isinkwa lesi abasithandayo sesu-35 rand. And then they'll be forced because i-poverty izobe ingasakhethi. Laba ababhizi manje bechitha phansi oVelve nobani bethwala amabhodlela osavana emakhanda. Yophela. This is the state that we are in. So they must come in, bangalibali ukuthi they're going to steal from each other, but they must go and figure out who they are and why they're here. And bazoqala kodwa basithuke because that's the thing that's going to happen ukuthi they will hate us ukuthi azange sishiye anything behind for them. The same way we don't like our parents because bathi benza umzabalazo besibhedela nje. There's nothing that we gained from them. You know, bajabulela ukuthi now we can go to the same places that white people go, but that's not a thing. Akusilifa lelo, akusilo ifa ukuthi akusekho blankets only. What's your name? Slecht blankets, yeah, masho njalo. Awusekho slecht blankets, but that is not an inheritance that you can talk about and be proud of. They didn't leave us any economy, they didn't leave us anything. They didn't leave us any organization, they didn't leave us chapter 2 to carry on from. So now I'm here writing chapter 1 all over again, ngale channel, because our parents could not write to chapter 1, basishiyela chapter 2 soqhubeka ku. Istory sethu into engekho. We have no economy. Some of us have money, have access to a lot of money, but we don't have an economy of our own. Image lapho. I was saying to this young girl, even nalento le of how we conduct ourselves. You see, someone has told black children it's okay to dress up in a certain way. Well, that's good and well. Yeah? But the bottom line is, says everybody knows, we need to cut the bullshit. We all know that black bodies are shaped in a very attractive manner. So why don't we respect those things? Siwakhave ngendlela right. Ngoba into eyenzakalayo, ifashion yabelungu was made for ukureveala. because they don't have ama-bodies are shaped in an attractive manner. So akufani ukufaka isigege nokufaka iminiskirt. Ispirit esihamba nalezi zinto zothu asifani. Thina ingubo yokugqoka, into yokugqoka sasiyenzela ukuthi ubhince uzofihla. Sasibhincela ukufihla. Abelungu bagqokela ukuveza. Everybody knows this. This is why siba nalento ukuthi abafana siyabathethisa uma sebedebhisa amabhuluku. Abafana siyabathethisa uma besegqoka iyikhindi after a certain age ey'koleni. Sibathengela amabhuluku amade. Because we know ukuthi there's something attractive to amantombazane if abafana begqoka izingubo ezi-revealing. Sithi indoda ayigqoki kanje. But when it comes to the other party, no, it's my body in. Oh, okay, sure. Fine, it's your body, but we know very well. Now we ask, Utim Zimbayin is attractive in a certain way. So why don't you wear in a manner as a clone piece? If you really don't want to be wearing clothes, then faka imvunulo yesintu isimbolo. No one is going to bother you. Ufake isintu sakini, no one is going to bother you. No problem. But it's these kind of things, people want to think of things half-brained and then come here and claim they have progressed. Agwas, we cannot be thinking half-brained and then claim it's progressive. We're not going to get anywhere. Because they think of things two-brained. Izinto zabo bayayibalances. You say, in that other race, from the age of 15 to the age of 18, bayaphuza, bayadakwa, baya emaklabhini, bayabhema, benza yonke lento le. Kuthi kushaya age 19, phelile. Stop. Full stop. Show age. But you see, black people, umuntu semana 36, 37, usabhizi zetholakala emaklabhini. Salukwazi esidala indoda endala. Because you're thinking half brain, you think ukuthi emhlabeni uzele uzo-enjoya wena pleasing yourself, self-fulfilling things of psychotic selfishness. It's very psychotic because you're not thinking in terms of, okay, fine, I've enjoyed my days, got happy and all those things. Now I need to start being responsible towards my people. We're all victim to this nonsense, by the way. We spend a lot of time wasting time. I'm like, but Goku Kazutin, there's nothing to do with that, Mshato. There's a purpose for that institution in Ghana. Kwangasi ukuthi ke ne satisfy imizwa yenu. It was not about that. Indaba yemizwa isebenza. This is why we even had ama-traditions la esasikhipha khona abantu igazi elishisayo. Ngoba indaba yemizwa ayisebenzi, ayikho sustainable. Ukwakhiwa komuzi akuhlangene nemizwa yenu. Wakha umuzi because it's a nation thing. It's a nation building exercise. Indaba yokuthandana noyifica phambili. That's why they had arranged marriages. Kwakungancengwa indaba ukuthi hayi umntana wami hayi usasemncane kabi uthi angagana. Njengoba nenza manje. Nigodle iy'ngane lana itotose zibe na-50. Umuntu sekwekhane ephaphama esena-50 ukuthi actually I need a husband. Usegugile. Phelile into yakhe. Usena-50 khane ecabanga ukuthi udinga husband. Ilapho nje leyo nto leyo. Building nations takes a lot of sacrifice. And most of the sacrifice goes with sacrificing our emotionality. Because you cannot build a nation on emotions alone. Banikhohlisa laba bantshela ukuthi you must be in love and stuff. If you're in love and then you get married, good for you. But akusiyona into eyinormal. It's not a norm. It's not the bare standard for abantu ukuthi bakhande imindeni. Cannot be operating on emotions alone. Always tuning to your amygdala every day. Your amygdala is busy. Bzzz, you're feeling emotional releases. Anyway, angeke ngiqambela le video. It's basically, it was supposed to be a summative video. Ukuthi sikhuluma ukuthi, why did we even bother with this channel? And why is it necessary to have this channel in the first place? And what are the things that come? It's not ukuthi, this is one thing, it's why. This is just one of many things engizenzayo. But it's very critical ukuthi siyidambe la knowledge in a video form so that abantwana who come after us will pick up on it. Nginibonge.